You have an injury and you want to get it service connected. You decide to get a Nexus letter, either from your doctor or somebody else online maybe who offers to do it. Then you find out it'll be months before you receive the letter. In this video, I explain the importance of finding a physician who can review your records and write the letter as quickly as possible. My name's Dr. David Geier, orthopedic surgeon, sports medicine specialist, and anti-aging and regenerative medicine expert. I help veterans by writing Nexus letters that argue your orthopedic injuries are connected to your military training and service so you can get the compensation you deserve. I wrote a Nexus letter for a veteran about a year ago. At the same time, that veteran was working with another doctor to get a letter for a different condition. He told me the other doctor's staff said he was really backed up with Nexus letters, but he would try to do it as soon as he could. I talked to that veteran 6 months later. He still hadn't gotten the Nexus letter from that other physician. Now, let's be fair, that's not the norm, unless you ask your own doctor to write it and he or she's swamped with an overload of patients in the practice. That's why most doctors don't write Nexus letters. They just don't have the time. But all that time is costing you money in the sense you need that letter for your claim. The longer it takes to get the letter, the longer you wait for an answer from the VA. You want to work with a physician who will take your case seriously. Now, that's obviously true from a medical standpoint, arguing persuasively on your behalf about your injury, but it's also true from a time standpoint. You want to use a physician who will write your letter within a week or two so you can submit the claim and move forward. Ideally, the physician you work with has a team, or at least an assistant who can work with you, who makes sure you have all the necessary records and information to give that doctor. But from the time you submit all your records, it really should take no more than 1 to 2 weeks for that doctor or orthopedic surgeon to review your service and medical records and write a compelling, persuasive Nexus letter on your behalf. Even if he or she has to, and I would argue they should, include summaries of the medical research about your injury, the risk factors for that injury, and more, it shouldn't take longer than a couple of weeks to write the letter. Plus, the sooner the doctor writes it and sends it to you, the more quickly he or she can make any changes if there's errors in it. When I work with a veteran on a Nexus letter, I commit to a date when I'll send him or her the letter. When I started doing this work, I committed to myself I would actually charge a little bit more than some other writers out there, how much they do charge, so that I would take on fewer veterans. I did that so I wouldn't get overwhelmed having to write tons and tons of letters. But in doing so, I can commit to returning the letter within 7 to 14 days of the veteran scheduling the Nexus letter with me. Usually I return the letter earlier than the date I committed to, and I've never missed one of those dates. And if the veteran sees something, maybe a date or something else I got wrong in the letter, I make those changes by the next day he or she alerts me to it. It's really, really important to get somebody that really will take this seriously and get it back as soon as possible. One of the things when you go to these big services online and they'll do it for a small fee, you can bet a lot of people will sign up for that, and then that's just going to guarantee that it's going to take a long time to get that letter. It's one of those things. It's an interesting phenomenon. Yes, I know it's a lot of money, but you end up making that back with a successful claim far more than the little bit more you paid for it, and you'll get that letter a lot quicker in most cases. All right, if you have ideas for other videos, whether that's injuries, risk factors for injuries, details about the Nexus letter process or DBQ process or anything else, leave those in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, click the bell to be notified when I release a new video. Also, if you're interested in a Nexus letter for your particular condition, click the link in the video description below. That'll take you to a page that tells you much more about working with me and working with my team. I try to make the process, and my team tries to make the process as smooth as possible, as quick as possible for you. And I work really hard to write a letter, sometimes 8 to 14 pages long, the best letter possible so you have the best chance of success in your claim. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to working with you more.